Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie. Welcome to this edition of Journal in January. Now this edition is day 24 of our 31 days of Journal in January, and we're going to be creating page 22. Now page 22 is, I've called it the shopping mall, because after I went to Anna's warehouse I got some downtime. So what we did was we went to the shopping mall to have a look round, because I've never been to an American mall before, and the photos that we took were of the sign for Bloomingdale's, Macy's, and an overall picture of the shopping mall. Now, one of the purposes of doing the journal in January is I want to try and kind of emphasise that you don't have to A, have the best photos, B, it can be anything you like. It just so happens that I'm doing the journal in January on my experience of going to Anna Griffin Create 4. For me it was out of this world, and I'm quite happy to journal all of it and any of it, because it was just so amazing and, you know, a big part of last year for me. However, you might want to journal your kids, your grandkids, your fur babies, your fish, your plants, your kitchen utensils, whatever floats your boat. It can be anything that you're interested in. So it's just the case of building the story around whatever you're putting in your journal. It doesn't always have to be photos, it could be recipes. I think personally, recipes in journals look fantastic. I think anybody doing any kind of DIY and step-by-steps in journals, you can build your story around whatever you're putting in. So don't be frightened to try it. Those are the 3 pictures that we're going to use. Now everything that I do use I shall put on my blog in a detailed list. Now this page is all Anna Griffin, and because it was Christmas, coming up to Christmas should I say, while we were there, the decorations were out, and I thought it would be really fun to include one Christmas page in my journal, because, you know, the rest of it isn't Christmas. However, you know, I just thought I'm going to throw a little bit in there just for something a little bit different. And boy did I have fun while I was away. I met so many great people. And I'll tell you one thing that actually shocked me about how shy people were to speak to me. And you know what? I'm just your friend from this side of the pond. Please don't ever be shy to speak to me, because I'm just like you. I'm an Anna fan, I'm a crafter, and just because I do my crafting on the camera, I'm okay, I've been crafting a long time and I can manipulate paper and do this, that and the other, but I'm still, just me. So don't be shy to say hello, please, because I do love hearing from you. Now, while we've been chatting, I've just backed 2 pieces of cardstock onto my pages. How fabulous do they look against that craft card of the journal? I really think green and craft card go really well together. Now, this was from Anna's cardstock, Anna's Christmas cardstock from last year. And when I say Anna, I mean Anna Griffin. I'm sorry, I keep doing that. I'm so naughty. So it's Anna Griffin Christmas cardstock from last year, and there was kind of a lot of florals in there and beautiful patterns in Christmas colours. Any of them would work really well. So the first thing I'm going to do is add one of my tassel dies in that gorgeous satin red cardstock from Anna Griffin. And the tassel dies were a set of dies that I purchased while I was at the warehouse sale. something that's not been in the UK, so I've not been able to get it. However, I just love my tassel dies. I really do. So I'm just simply taking the back of the actual double-sided tape away, and I'm going to add this to my page like so. I'm going to add it on an angle, and this is going to be for the overall overview of part of the mall. Now I know my husband did, he took a photo, a 360 photo like we had for the warehouse sale, but I just thought I'm going to go with just an overview of the mall for this. So we can always add to it at another date when we do the review. But I think an overall, well, I think that'll look great. So I'm going to add my photo just through the centre of the frame die from the tassel die collection, like that. And then I'm also going to add, I'm going to jump back to this side now, and I'm going to add just some paper as an embellishment down one side, like so. And this was from the same Christmas collection, and I've just cut a strip of it, and the same, I've cut a tiny strip of it that I'm going to add at the bottom at the other side, and that kind of makes the pages marry up together. Now for this side we can add our two photos, and I'm going to add them something like that, I think. And then that way I've got some journaling, just a little bit of journaling to add, and we can put the Bloomingdale's photo to at the bottom and then overlap the Macy's photo at the top. So we can put those on angles. And then now looking at photos, I've got a lot of blank space on this photo. So if I'm overlapping, I can overlap the second photo that's again got lots going on at the bottom. I can overlap that through the section on the previous one that's not got a lot going on. So we can do that. And then this section here, I've actually got a little bit of journaling, and it's just straightforward journaling that I've wrote out. And it says a little bit of downtime and we go to see the mall and see two famous stores in the US. #fun, decorated for Christmas. I've got a tiny paper clip, and I'm going to leave the paper clip on there just as something a bit different. And I'm adding that through the centre of our photos. And you see how I've covered the blank space, or I am covering the blank space on the photo underneath, the Bloomingdale's, where I've got the roof. We don't really need the roof. It's the signs that we're looking at. Now at the top, what I can do is add an embellishment, and I've picked a couple, just so happens, and I'm thinking the holly would look great. So this is a sticker, and I'm just going to add that through one side, and then I've got another piece of holly that I'm going to add at that side. And then for this page, I've created a little handbag. I've just used the paper clips to keep it flat while it dried. Now what I've done is I've taken a strip of cardstock and I've simply cut it, scored it so it folds over. I've used a corner punch to round the corners, I've cut a piece of a piece of cardstock and a piece of red foil cardstock just as a slither down the top. I've cut out the smallest tassel from the tassel die set and used the green cardstock that we use for the base and then the red foil cardstock for the smaller part of the die, which is the detail. So the base is the shadow and then we've got the detail, and I've just used a dot of the Nouveau drops on the top and then a little piece of red velvet ribbon for the back of it. Now I've actually left it open so that I can show you how it's just created from general cardstock. What I could do is write some journaling in there and then fold it over and put it on, but I'm actually going to stick it down so that it doesn't open and it looks more like a shopping bag. So I've just added that little bit of tape on the inside so that when I close it up now, it's closed forever. And I'm going to add my shopping bag at the bottom of our mall picture, like that. And then I've also got a stack of presents embellishment from the Griffin Christmas vintage die cuts, or you might call it the holiday die cuts. So I'm going to add those. I've also created just a little title, the mall, and I'm going to add that to, I think, the top there. And then we've also got the stack of presents, which I'm going to trim down because I can, and it doesn't matter. I want them to fit. So I'm going to just trim around the edge of the present outline and then just take it up to the scroll and cut the bottom section away. I don't need that. I just want this section here for my photo, and then I can take the back of it away, back of the flat tape, and then just add that to the bottom of my page surrounding the photo. And that's our page is finished. It says everything it needs. It looks quite busy, but it's not really. It's kind of, it has everything it needs to have. Our Christmas embellishments, our journaling to say what it was, and it just shows part of the trip that I had and what a trip it was. And I hope it's given you ideas and makes you think outside the box for photos and things that you might have. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm hearing that you are, so that's brilliant. Our journal, just looking at it now, is getting so fat. Look at that. It's building up so well. And we've still got quite a few pages to go yet, so it's going to be mega when it's done. So I do hope you're enjoying it. And I'd just like to say thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you tomorrow.